Hello student, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your computer teacher Priyanka Rai. Hope you all are doing great. Before I start the video, you all have to like the video and subscribe my channel to get the notification about new videos. If you are having any query, you can write in my YouTube channel comment box or you can ask in WebEx class also. Let's start. Welcome back student in the new video of computers. Today also we are going to discuss algorithms and flowchart. This is your part 2 chapter number 8. So let's start. Today we will start with decision making concept. Students, sometimes there is need to take a decision or make some choice. In that case we make use of the decision box. You know that decision box also known as rhombus or diamond shaped box. Okay, it is already given in your book. On page number 97, one table is given. Already we have discussed all the symbols which we use in flowchart. Student, always remember that you test a condition in the decision box, and if the condition is true, you follow one path, and if the condition is false, you follow the other path. It means there can be only two exit points from a decision box. Okay, it means what? You can see this is a diamond shape or rhombus also we can say. So this shape is known as decision box. So you can see the condition is A is greater than B, A is greater than 5. You can write here B also. Okay, so if the condition will true, if the number which you will write it will more than 5, then the condition will become false because A is greater than 5, it is written. Clear? So if A you will write 10 or you will write more than 5, then the condition will become true. So it will go this side. And if you will write less than 5, then the condition will become false and it will move to the another path. So always remember there can be only two exit points from the decision box. As in the flow chart there is only one exit and one entry point, but in decision box there is two. Now let's understand the concept with the help of one example. Student, you can see one question is there. Draw a flow chart to find the largest among two different numbers entered by the user. So always you know that in flow chart the first step is start and the last step is stop. So we will begin the flow chart with the start button. So you can see I have written start in the rounded rectangle, or you can make oval shape also. Both will be correct. Second step will be always input. So accept two numbers AB, or you can write input two numbers AB. That will be also correct. Now the third step will be decision box. Okay, rhombus and diamond shaped. So the condition is what? Is A is greater than B. Okay, so you can see two paths are there, false and true. If the condition will be true, it will move to the true side. If the condition will false, it will move to another side. If A is greater than B, this condition is true, then it will print display A is greater. But if A is not greater, then which number will be greater? B. So it will move to the false side and it will print display B is greater, and at last the flow chart will stop. Okay. So this whole program is just to make you understand that how to make use of decision box. I hope you understood properly. Now we will move to the next slide. Student, some general things are there which you have to keep in mind. The general direction of flow chart in the flow, the general direction of flow in the flow chart is from top to bottom. Mostly whenever we make a chart, it will travel from top to bottom. It means up to down. Flow charts make it easy. Flow chart makes it easy to analyze and understand complex problem. If you have to solve a typical problem, then if you will use a flow chart, it can make it very easy and you can analyze it properly. Okay, now student, we will understand the concept of looping. Okay, first of all you should understand the definition of looping. Loop is a set of instructions which are repeated a specific number of times until some condition is satisfied. or we can say when we perform some steps again and again until some condition is satisfied, it is called loop. I have given you example when I was teaching you the same concept in Webex, that if your mother will offer you one bowl of fruits, okay, like there is 10 piece of apple, so obviously you will repeat the process to eat it. First of all, you will put a fork in the piece of apple, then you will take it to your mouth. When it will finish, then again you will put the fork inside the piece of apple, and then again you will put in mouth until when you will repeat 10 times, because there is 10 piece of apple. When it will finish, obviously your task will finish and you will not repeat the process. Same here, we will give a condition, till then the condition will true, okay, they are till the it will repeat the process, but and then when the condition will become false, it will stop. So this is the concept of looping. So to understand it more properly, I will explain you through one example. Okay, let's see. In the next slide we will move. Draw a flow chart to print the first 5 natural numbers. Student, to print the first 5 natural numbers, we will make a flow chart. We will draw a flow chart, but with the help of looping concept. Okay, you can see the first step is what? Start. Always we will write start. Then in the second, first n is given, the initial value is 1. Okay, we have given the initial value of n is 1. Then the condition n is less than equal to 5 is checked. If n is less than 5, that is condition is true. Then the value of n is printed. Obviously 1 is less than or equal to n is less than 5. So the condition is true. So it will come to this point. When it will print 1, then in next step it will add 1 to 1. It means now the next time the value of n will become 2. 1 plus 1, 2. You can see now it is again going to this step. This is called repetition. Okay, looping concept. Now again it will check, is 2 is less than or equal to 5? Yes, 2 is less than 5. Okay, next the value of n is increased by 1, n plus 1 I have already told you. The value of n is checked again. The step is repeated again and again till n becomes greater than 5. So beta, it will repeat it. Second time also it will check 2 is less than 5, then 3 is less than 5, then 4 is less than 5. When 5 will come, 5 is equal to 5. This statement will also true. Then again it will print 5. But next time when it will add 5 plus 1. Okay, when it will add 1 to 5, it will become 6. Now again it will check condition here. 6 is less than equal to 5. No. 6 is not less than 5. 6 is not equal to 5. Then the condition will become false. So it will move to another side. Okay, and then the loop will stop. Okay, thus when n becomes 6, it will exit the loop. Now I hope you understood this example. Looping example. Student, in your book also one example is given, add first 10 natural numbers. So now you understood it properly. So you have to practice the another example by yourself. Okay. In next video I will discuss with you one more example as well as the book exercise of this chapter. This chapter is finished. Now you have to go through all the topics. Any problem if you will face, you can ask to me in Webex session, or you can write in my YouTube channel comment box also. I will reply shortly. Okay. So we will meet in the next video. Till then, take care. Goodbye.